Franchise Sports Media!
What's going on, fight fans? Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the main event right here on Franchise Sports Media. I'm your host, Kalani Lua. Man, oh man, did we have a good one down in ATL, Atlanta. UFC returning to Atlanta, Georgia. Main event, Joaquin Buckley, the young pup, coming up through the ranks. Hellfire and Brimstone taking on the former champion of the welterweight division, Kamaru Usman, returning to the ring after nearly 700 days away. We missed you. Well, he just showed why you cannot teach an old dog new tricks, as they say. This one still got some thread left on the tires. Man, oh man, the former champion, the Nigerian Nightmare, went out there, gets the unanimous decision victory, 5 rounds of dominance. It really was a showcase of why Kamaru Usman is considered the second greatest welterweight champion of all time, right behind Georges St-Pierre. Some will say maybe he's just as good, if not better, but that's a debate for a later time. But Usman went in there and showed you that there are levels to this. And despite me being older, like he said in the post-fight interview, yeah, my knees may be bad. Okay, what you gonna do when we step in this cage? Because I'ma still do me, and you can't stop it. Usman in the first round gets the takedown, dominates him, holds him down. 5 minutes, 5 whole minutes. Joaquin Buckley did not land one significant strike in the first round. Mind you, people have been knocked out or submitted in the first round. This didn't happen. The whole 5 minutes, Buckley couldn't get a shot off on Kamaru Usman. How crazy is that? That you go 5 whole minutes and you can't land a punch, an elbow, a knee, a kick, a twist arm, world around, twirler type of you can't do nothing? Nothing. Now, granted, I know Buckley was trying. Usman's just that good. Was all over him like a paper towel in a snowstorm. I don't know, but he was all over him. Usman went in there and utilized his wrestling and his grappling skills to just take him down. And once again, like we saw the week before with Sugar Sean O'Malley losing to Marab, once again, we're seeing these strikers who are explosive, who are powerful, who have the ability to shut it down, lights out with one strike. Going there against a high-level grappler, and, well, it doesn't go that well for you. And a lot of times you say, well, you got to work on your wrestling, got to work on your grappling. Sure, but what I do believe is you're not going to catch up to these guys when it comes to the wrestling department. You're just not. Unless you've been putting years of it into training, you're just not. It's levels to this. Kamaru Usman's been wrestling since he was a kid. What you can do is, and I know he had a wrestling background. I know it, but just hear me out. Former UFC light heavyweight champion and UFC Hall of Famer Chuck Liddell. While he does have a wrestling background, one of the things that was so dominant with him was very hard to take down. But if you took him down, he bounces right back up. It's like a basketball. You throw it to the ground, it's coming right back up. So now you look at it and say, okay, Chuck Liddell was able to just say, you're not going to hold me down. That's what these fighters need to do. They need to go out there and say, hey, listen, while I won't be able to catch up to you in the wrestling department overall per se, what I can do is work on my takedown defense and getting back up. You got to be able to bounce back up. Next thing you know, you're not being held down as much. And also, you got to be able to present some type of offense or submission attempts from the ground. A lot of these guys get taken down. Buckley looked like he was lost, like a deer in the headlights. You could say whether it's a main event, taking on Kamaru Usman, X, Y, and Z. But he looked lost out there, looking at his corner almost like, what am I supposed to do in this situation? No, buddy. Once you get here, you're supposed to know what to do. We're going to shout instructions, but come on, instincts, training, all that has to kick in. Was not happening for Buckley. You look at these fighters, Sugar Sean O'Malley, while he did better with his takedown defense against Marab, he was still struggling. And you notice that now with these young strikers coming up, that once they get somebody who can get a hand on them, clap their hands together and take them down, well, what do we do? What do we do? If you're working on some type of submission attempts, if you're throwing something out there, even if you don't get it, at least keep it on your opponent's mind that something might happen if they mess up. You could then put your feet on the hips, kick out, you could shrimp, you could use a cage to climb up. Back in the day, if we go way back in time. Shout out for y'all, I remember that, right? Black Street. But Boss Rudin defeated Kevin Rounderman, RIP to the legend. defeating him for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. Randomly took him down with ease. But what did Bas Rutten do? Stayed busy, throwing elbows and punches and strikes from the ground. Now, if you look at it, you say, well, it didn't look like he did a whole lot. But while Randomly was able to take him down, Randomly wasn't able to advance his position because every time there was a little bit of space, Rutten's throwing an elbow at him. He's throwing forearms at him. He's throwing fists at him. Even if they weren't the most deadly strikes whatsoever. You guys remember when Chael Sonnen fought Anderson Silva? Remember Chael Sonnen, 49-0, never lost a round, right? 49 knockouts, 49 submissions. But the American Gangster stayed pretty pat. So the referee can't jump in and be like, well, there's no action being taken. No. I'm getting him. I think he landed close, like over 250 strikes against Silva. Now, granted, Silva looked like he just got the sauna when the match was over with, but still in all, you look at it and say, if you're not throwing any offense at your opponent, he's just going to ride you out. He's just going to grind away, use his grappling, use his strength, and use his technique to just dominate you. That's not what we want. We're looking at these fan favorite fighters come up. They get to a certain point, we can't hide you from any of these top guys. We can't hide you from the grapplers. We can't hide you from the wrestlers. We can't stop you from, it's mixed martial arts. You got to be able to stop it. And they're not. And they're failing at it. But they should come back better, stronger, and they will still be exciting to watch going forward. Look, for Joaquin Buckley, this is nothing more than a stump in the road, and I'm sure going forward, we are going to see him right back in a position like this to get a title shot somewhere down the line, or at least get in line to be a number one contender for a title shot somewhere down the road. But for Kamaru Usman, it's been 4 years. Like I said, over almost 700 days since we last saw him fight in the UFC. It's been 4 years since he had a victory. 2021. Man, oh man, that's a long time. That is a long time for a man to go out there and not get a victory himself. But, so that's why Usman afterwards was so emotional. It had been so long since Usman got a victory. Now, granted, upset knockout over against Leon Edwards for the title. Dominated the whole fight, or not dominated, but was winning the whole fight last 10 seconds. Head kick, bang. Rematch, Edwards goes out there, defeats him. Okay, dealing with the injuries, trying to come back. Oh, I'm going to step up at the last second to take on Khamzat Chimaev at the middleweight. Close fight, injured my hand in that one. So, again, it's not like he's just been sitting on the shelf enjoying some pies and desserts. No, he's been healing up, resting up, doing other things in life as well. But to come back and get this victory in this manner in the main event, woo. Like he said, the Nigerian Nightmare is back. It is going to be fun to see what is next for Kamaru Usman. Hey, at this rate, it's not to say if he doesn't pick up another impressive victory down the line, possibly at the end of this year, that he is the next in line for a title shot. Crazy things have happened. In the co-main event of UFC Atlanta, we had Thug Rose, Nama Nunez. She got the decision victory over Miranda Maverick. What a good fight here. Rose looking really good in the new division. It's not her first time around, but she looks really good there. She looks fresh. She looks strong. She looks very capable of holding her own. Maverick, we know she's the toughest game opponent in this division. Rose is just better this night. So for Rose, it would be interesting to see how long is her wait for a shot at the title. How long is it before she's stepping across from the champion? A former champion herself, a fan favorite, a well-rounded fighter. She is someone that's easy to promote, easy to put out there on any card, really, and people are going to want to tune in because she's that good of a fighter, that good of a person. So it's going to be a lot of fun in how things go in that particular order and fashion. How long? We shall see. But UFC Atlanta, it was awesome. Now, also on the card was a matchup. Renan Barcelos defeats Cody Garbrandt via decision. Now, Cody Garbrandt, at 25 years old, won the UFC title, was 11-0, looked at to be one of the next bright stars. Fortunately, ran into a former teammate, got knocked out a couple times, and now at 33 years old, he is 3-7, 3-5 in his last handful of bouts, and it's just not looking good. Like Sugar Sean O'Malley said when he was watching the fight, he saw Cody Garbrandt representing new braids, got the tattoo on his face, going over the eye, and he was like, is that how people see me? Is that how I look? First off, Cody's tatted up. But I don't know, man. Like, he's still good. He's still good. Powerful hands, speed, very coordinated. It's not coming through. And I don't know if it's a matter of maybe a mental block of, did my aura get taken away when I got knocked out? Was I so good before that I kind of stumped myself in growth and challenged myself to get better as a fighter? I don't know, but for Cody Garbrandt, still young enough to be a big name out there. He still has a name, former champion, one of the fighters that you definitely got behind and said, hey, we look forward to seeing how this goes with him. But you just look at it and say, why is he not coming together? Does he need to change camps? Does he need to get new coaches, new people in his ear? Does he need to come up with maybe a different strategy in how he comes out there and fights and approaches things? I'm not sure, but for the former champion who once looked like he could be an all-time great, he has been struggling just to maintain relevancy. For Cody, I do wish him well, and I do wish him the best, but man, oh man, brother, changes are coming. Now, that's looking at what happened. If we look at what's going to happen, now the UFC returns this weekend. It's fun times when the UFC does these events back-to-back. The main event of UFC Fight Night, Jamahal Hill, Khalil Rountree. All I'm going to say is somebody getting knocked the fuck out. It is going to be a lot of fun when these two step into the cage. You got Jamahal Hill, 12-3, 7 knockouts, 4 first-round finishes. Khalil Rountree, 14-6, 10 knockouts, 7 first-round finishes. They've both have been in there with the man himself, Alex Pereira. Hill got ran through. Khalil Rountree held his own, though. These two guys, I think, is really going to bring fireworks. It's one of those matchups you say, okay, it's almost impossible for this not to be good. Khalil Rountree used to look like me. Big jelly roll looking guy. I do like a good jelly roll. Got himself in shape. Started doing better in life, had some health issues. I had already said, listen, I don't want this to be my life. Got better, went to Thailand, started training in Muay Thai, becomes a tremendous striker. Violent striker. I mean, he's one. I don't know if it's the only one. It's the only one I can think of right now. If it's not, please comment in the comments if you guys know of another fighter. He's got the only body kick on the ground knockout that I know of. Fighting his opponent's on the ground on all fours. Khalil stands up, right in the ribs, soccer kick, boom! Oh, still feel it. Oh, it hurts. He's going out there. Now, he has a chance to bounce back. He comes back with an impressive victory here. Pew! His name is right back in there for a potential title shot. Again, this time will be against Magomed Ankalaev, who's the new champion. But Khalil Rountree right there. Now, for Jamahal Hill, the former UFC light heavyweight champion, this is a chance for him to go out there and say, okay, listen, I slipped up, I lost, but I'm still a top contender here. Southpaw, I got power, I got confidence in myself. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. Khalil Rountree, you might be next on my line of people I got to go through to get myself back in the title contention. Both are coming off losses. Khalil Rountree to Pereira. He took some time off to get healthy after a war with Pereira. Don't blame you. And then Hill coming off a loss to Yuri Prohaska. So both of these guys are looking to get back in the win circle and see their hand raised. This should be fireworks right here, folks. In the co-main event, we will be seeing Rafael Fiziev taking on Ignacio Bahamondes. That's going to be a good one. Fiziev, as we all know, with those wars at lightweight, he's one of the fantastic, exciting fighters. Is one of those where you say, if he looks, how does he look in this one? If he goes out there and let's say it doesn't work out for him, does he move down to featherweight like he's mentioned before, where he's not always the smallest guy out there? But then you look at Ignacio and you say, well, he's 17-5. How's he going to look out there? Now, if he beats up a name like Fiziev, especially if it's in dominant, impressive fashion, that's somebody you can say, hey, let's get a new name in that top 6, top 5 at lightweight and see what he can do against some of these other guys. We already got Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway, set up already in Louisiana. Maybe now we can slide this one in, slide them right in. We got Charles Oliveira walking Ilya Topuria 2 weeks from now to the lightweight division, so he's wrapped up. Then you got Islam Makhachev moving up to welterweight. It's some open spaces there. It's some open slots to go in and say, can we get a new name in there? But first, you got to get past Fiziev, and that is not going to be easy whatsoever. So that's going to be a lot of fun to watch those two in the co-main event. You got Curtis Blades on this card as well. Shout out to Curtis Blades. The UFC right now, it's got its struggles as far as viewership and all that and other outside the cage activities. But hey, it is what it is. But the fights inside, look, I understand that some people want to criticize and say, well, some of these fights aren't living up to expectations. Well, you got to look at it from this perspective as well. If I'm a Rob and I'm taking on Sugar Sean, what's my best way to victory? He's never going to be good in grappling like I am. So why would I try to stand up here and just make it a stand-up war like Rock'em Sock'em Robot? That's stupid. That plays right into his wheelhouse. It's not my fault he hasn't improved his wrestling or his jiu-jitsu game to go ahead and make it a threat to where I don't want to take him down. It's not my fault. Kamaru Usman, Joaquin Buckley. Well, if I'm Kamaru Usman, I'm coming off a long layoff here. I'm going to go to what's safe for me. I'm going to go to where I know, where I feel the most comfortable. If I'm Joaquin Buckley, you know what I do. I don't make it a mystery. So what do you think I'm going to do against you, brother? What do you think I'm going to do against you? You might want to be ready and be prepared for this kind of a grit and grind. So, yeah, sometimes styles make fights, and sometimes the fighters go out there and decide, hey, I'm going to do what's best for me, what's safe for me. But at the same time, it's also been shown, if I go out there and I get stumped, I get caught, I get clipped, and that's it, well, now that messes me up going forward. The only way the UFC really takes care of its fighters in a loss, you stepped up on short notice, or you gave an all-out 15-minute, 25-minute battle royale to the death. It was Mad Max Fury Road, and whoa! But then it's like, yeah, man, but how much does that take out of me physically, mentally, spiritually? I mean, I'm going to be broken down. Look at Khalil Rountree. He loses to Alex Pereira. He had to take all this time off just to recover from it. Nose is all busted up. Eye was all beaten up. Yeah, he's a fighter, and I want to fight. But in a war like that against a tough son of a gun like that, yeah, I'm going to need time to recover and bounce back. So it's one of those tricky situations. We got some matchups going forward here. The one I just talked about with Hill and Rountree, Taporia and Oliveira, and much more coming up over the summer. So hopefully we get some more excitement from those. I mean, we're getting good fights. Don't get me wrong. We're getting good fights. But the online fans who want to complain, some of them just want to complain to complain. Oh, my God, is that the sun? Why is it up? Nobody likes the sun. I hate the sun. And then some are valid in some of their complaints and reasoning. But at the same time, it is all about trying to win and move up, get that moolah into my pocket, and move on from there. Now, very quickly, as we wrap up the show, or get ready to wrap up the show, I should say, very quickly, speaking of lack of entertainment in fighting, let's step off from the octagon and let's go into the square circle. Let's go into the ring. Boxing. Oh, God, what's been going on lately? What's been going on? We've been having these matches where the guys seem like they don't want to fight. They don't want to be engaged. And there's been reports of, okay, is it too much money in boxing right now? Are fighters making too much where they don't have that edge to them? Famous legend, middleweight champion Marvelous Marvin Hagler said, it's hard to get to go run 5 miles when you're waking up in silk sheets. And that's so true. When you've got all this, it's hard to go out there and push yourself to the limit. Push it to the limit. But you look at someone like Floyd Mayweather, and I get it. Wasn't the most entertaining fighter, didn't have the most exciting fights. I mean, he beat everybody that stepped in there and whatnot and didn't take the most damage. But then if you're going to go that route of playing it safe, well, then you got to be the villain. You got to make yourself the bad guy. You got to go out there and say, okay, I'm going to be more of a defensive fighter, smart fighter, hit without getting hit, which is really the name of the game in boxing, but okay. Then you got to make people want to see you lose. You got to make people hate you. Become the villain. It's hard to embrace that. Look at the Miami Heat when they got LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, and they were the villains of the NBA. It's hard to be that. It's hard to be that hate, especially if it's not a natural characteristic of you. Some people thrive in it. We see it in fighters. We see it in pro wrestling. Some love being the heel or the bad guy because it's easy for them. Not saying that they're a bad person, but it's easy to tap into that side of their personality and humor to say, yeah, I can do this pretty easily. But for most people, no, I don't want people to hate me. I don't want people to see me out in public while I'm just trying to get a smoothie or get some groceries or see me with my kids or whoever I'm with and they want to yell at me and cuss me out and boo me. No, I'm generally a nice person. But for these particular fighters, you had to go out there and give us a show. You're asking us to spend this much money on tickets, this much money on pay-per-views. Yeah, these are the performances you're giving us. You got Devin Haney going out there. This is what you're giving us. Shakur Stevenson. I promise you, when his fight is on, my sleep apnea doesn't have an issue. I'm out. I know the snoring is bad, but hey, what can I do? One step at a time there, right? Ryan Garcia, is he still shell-shocked from what happened before as far as failing the drug test and when he got dropped in the second round against Rolly? He didn't want to get hit again? I don't know. But you're going to have these fights where now it's like, okay, well, even if you guys do get back together, I don't want to see that matchup anymore. I don't care to see it. I want to see Canelo versus Bud because both fighters have shown, while Canelo hasn't necessarily had a traditional knockout as of recently, both have shown the ability to go out there and put on a show, be aggressive, and if they smell blood in the water, oh, they jumping on it. Oh, it's over. It's over. A lot of these other fighters don't have that in them. Don't have that dog in them, or at least that dog is taking a break right now. And it's not coming out like it needs to. Same thing in the UFC, same thing everywhere. If you want us to tune in and spend this absorbent amount of money that we're spending, $80 for a pay-per-view, there's an event coming up. I'm not going to say which one, but there's an event coming up. $90 for nosebleeds. $90. Now, we're good. We're good, guys. We'll just watch at the house, order some pizzas, get some drink, have a little and we'll just keep it simple like that. No, because then you look at it like, okay, with everything else in the world, gas, food, and everything else that's going on, I'm spending all that money there, and then I'm tuning in for this, and I may not even get the most exciting match out there. Hell no. So I know it's easy to say behind a microphone, in front of a camera, behind the desk, looking the way I do. I know it's easy for me to go out there and say, oh, come on, guys, you can't go out there and put on a better fight. I know this. Notice I'm not criticizing the people going out there trying to be smart about the victory. But if that's the route you're going to go and that's the game plan you want to utilize, good. Ask some intrigue with a microphone in front of you. Put some interest when the camera's on you. When Stipe Miocic was getting ready to fight John Jones, they put a camera in front of him. Put a mic. Hey, Stipe, John Jones called you out. What do you think? Oh, I'm bigger than him, so we'll see. Stipe, he's considered the greatest of all time. You the greatest heavyweight champion of all time. This will be a big matchup. What do you think? I mean, we'll see. It'll be good. What the hell's going on? Give us something to get excited for. Not talking about go pro WWE wrestling style. Look at here, man. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to knock him out, throw him over the top rope, and outside the ring for 1, 2, 3. Yeah, not talking that. Not talking about going the other way. Hey, where you're from is a dump and all this and that, and I root for this. Not talking all that. But show some emotion. Show that you're also invested in this like we are. You want us as fans to accept everything that you give us, but then tell us, we really don't care. If I'm a fan and you show me you don't care, why should I? If you show me you're not interested in the fight, then why should I be? There's plenty of matchups out there we want to see. The John Jones-Tom Aspinall fiasco. We want to see that. And wrapping up, I'll end with this. So we want to see that, right? We want to see John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. But guess what? From Jones's perspective, and I get what he's saying, because it's the same thing Floyd Mayweather said for some of his fights. I can't be the only name on here that's selling this whole thing. In the MMA world, Tom Aspinall is big and he's well known. John Jones is not just in the MMA world, though. John Jones is all over. John Jones fights, that's being put on ESPN no matter what. They're showing my highlights. They're having me on there to do interviews. X, Y, and Z. Same thing with Conor McGregor. They were doing that a little bit with Sugar Sean O'Malley. I'm that type of star. When it was supposed to be John Jones versus Francis Ngannou, Ngannou had the name and reputation with his knockouts. Hey, he's also going to be on there as well. That's why that fight was going to be so big. Tom Aspinall is big. Put it like this. He's a big independent star. He's not the mega box office draw yet. And that's no disrespect to Tom, because, again, I think Tom is the future of this division, and he's going to be the biggest threat to John Jones in a long, long time since Daniel Cormier. But Jones is looking at it like, if this is my retirement match, I need this to break records. I need this to break numbers. I need that FU money to get out of here. The UFC has got it. Let me tell you that right now. They got the money to pay. They just don't. But if you're telling me, okay, let's get this matchup going, all right, you guys need to have Tom Aspinall at more events. I know he's been doing everything he can on social media to promote himself. That's how you need to do it, though. Keep your name out there. Stay relevant. Don't go silent. Don't go dark. Don't get quiet. Keep putting your name out there. Keep trolling them. When Shakur Stevenson was hot, right? Devin Haney got the victory. This is before he went out there and fought Ryan Garcia. Shakur was at a couple events behind Devin Haney, trolling him. You saw him in the background, smiling at a barbecue, smiling in the ring, standing across from over here. It built up the interest. Unfortunately, when we saw Shakur Stevenson fight, no, I don't want to go to school yet, Mama. We just went to sleep on it. Lost all the momentum. So, I say all that just to say this. If you're going to ask us to pay for tickets, merchandise, concessions, parking, pay-per-views at the prices you're charging, and you're not going to go out there and sell the event, you're not even going to price. Some of these fight cards, we don't even know they're coming on to the week of or the week before. If you tune into the main event right here on Franchise Sports Media, you know all about it, but I'm just saying, the casual fan doesn't know. And then you go out there and pull on performance like you do, that's going to push us all the way right here. So please, 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 as 2025 continues, we're going to the second half, get it together, guys. Get it together. 2 more quarters left. 2 more quarters. We can come back, y'all. We can come back, make it the greatest comeback of all time, and we can go out there and see our hand raised in victory. But that's going to be all for this week's episode of the main event right here on Franchise Sports Media. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host, Kalani Lua. Till next time, fight fans, peace.